Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Outside the Box. Tonight, I have an episode, and we're talking about being more than a DJ. So I want you to buckle up your seatbelts because you're now plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Outside the Box. Now, tonight I have a special guest in the building. Not only is she a DJ, but she is definitely making waves in the city. She's looking out for other artists, and she is creating her platform in multiple ways. And I am honored to have her on my platform. So you guys give it up for none other than DJ Cali Royce.
I appreciate it, everyone. Oh, my God.
What we going to do with you? I am so excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and I know who you are. But for those that are watching and listening, can you give us a little bit more insight about who you are and what all you do?
Awesome. I am DJ Cali Royce. Hello, all. Hello, people out there in TV land. I am just a young lady that, does a lot of things. I wear many hats. I would like to call myself a specialist in the marketing field. But I dibble and dabble in A&R, I dibble and dabble in PR, I dibble and dabble in being a DJ. So all around, a lot of people call me different things. Some people call me manager, assistant, all that. But I'm just DJ Cali Royce.
DJ Cali Royce. Now, how did you transition into becoming a DJ?
So first, I was originally doing radio. My dad got me into that because he does voiceovers for television and radio.
Dope.
And I've always watched him make these little weird voices, so I kind of picked that up from him. And from there, I remember I was bartending one day, and I seen this guy. I really idolized him all the time. Like, every time I see him, I was like, oh, he's older, but he is awesome. And so I saw him mixing, and I asked him, I said, can you teach me how to DJ? And he was like, you're not serious. I was like, I am. I'm dead serious. I don't want to bartend anymore. I want to DJ. He was like, okay. So I just went to PV, and shout out to DJ Mofat. He's the person that taught me how to DJ.
Shout out to
techniques.
Mofat.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right. Sis really does this. Not no controller DJ. So, yeah.
That is so dope. Now, how did you transition from DJing to also marketing for other artists?
So I picked up on marketing in a weird way because I always had a knack for building and constructing. And recently somebody just gave me this awesome title of architect. And I was like, ooh, I like that. Mm-hmm. And so I've always been a builder and a visionary. So for me, marketing just kind of came second nature. And I just started more so doing marketing for artists. I've always done it for corporate companies and nail shops, beauty salons, body sculpting businesses. I've kind of built businesses from the ground floor and helped them flourish over the years, from business plans to marketing layouts and groundwork, floor work, like literally going out, passing out flyers, talking to people, helping drum up the business, being a salesperson. So I've kind of, done that.
Yeah. So it was almost like a gift that found you.
Yeah.
And so once you discovered it, you realized that there was a need for it.
Yes, for sure. I would definitely say so.
Yeah, because you're definitely plugged in. Yeah. So what was your aha moment that made you want to, let me scale back, because you probably had two. Because not only are you a DJ, but you help people. Mm-hmm. So what inspired you to want to use your platform and your connections as a way to help other artists that you hold dear to you?
I actually have watched amazing artists over the years just lose excitement about the music industry. And so for me, when I started realizing people watch my page, and I really didn't even notice, like, I'm like, people actually pay attention to me, like, I'm an influencer, people care what my opinion is.
They do.
I was like, okay. So I just from there I kind of just started saying, well, I want to go ahead and help people and use my platform to give others the opportunity. I give artists free information all the time. It's just a matter of if they serious or not.
Right.
So hit them inboxing me or hit me up, or just asking advice, things like that. I wanted to turn that also into a business. And if you're serious, you put your money where your mouth is.
Right.
So
I hope you're charging a consultation fee while you be giving away all that game.
Now. Definitely so.
Great. We on the same page. Now, how is it being a DJ in such a male-dominated industry?
I just actually had an issue today. It's a little crazy because what you gotta fight and battle with is battle of the sexes. Because sometimes you get those guys that hit on you all the time and it gets uncomfortable.
Right.
You get people who sometimes it's unwanted attention, and sometimes you get people who really want to work with you, but for the wrong reasons.
Right.
And so in a male-dominated industry, it's always the guys first. The guys take over. So I've always had this vision in my eyes of having a business, but I always feel like for something to be successful, you got to have yin and yang, like male and female.
Right.
So like I've always wanted like that powerhouse team. You got the male energy, the female energy. So if one can't do it, the other one can, and you just get the work done. So
now, speaking of that, now you're part of the family, the Hip Hop Streets family.
Yeah.
Can you tell
Shout out
me
to Hip Hop Streets.
Hip Hop Streets, we in the building. So can you tell me how that manifested for you?
Well,
shout out to Marquise.
Yeah, shout out to Marquise.
He's one of my
we
authors
love him
as well.
We love him so much.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I actually met a guy, and he's really, really dope. He does music production. He writes all that good stuff. And he actually introduced me to them. Sent them my information. Was just letting them know, hey, she's a DJ. She buzzing. She hot. Da da da. And so, we had a meeting. We linked up. They was like, Cali, we like your vibe. Let's make this happen. So it's been all systems go since then. And shout out to them. We're going to ATL this weekend. Ouch.
Oh, yeah, Marquise. Shout out to Keezy. He's my guy. Like literally before Hip Hop Streets, when his clothing line and everything started, like we was literally sitting in my living room coming up with the groundwork plan.
Dang.
So, like I said, he's one of my artists. He's one of my authors. So, to see you on that platform, good people know good people.
Yeah.
And so you are definitely a good person to have on that platform because we're in Ghana. So shout out to DJ Cali Royce all the way in Ghana.
And make sure y'all check out that mixtape. Download the Hip Hop Streets app. And the first mixtape that we put together was the Hip Hop Streets tape. And that was a project we collectively put together. It's a lot of hot artists on that mixtape. So y'all go check that out. It's definitely streaming on there.
That's dope. So how many years did you actually have in the game of being a DJ?
Girl,
because I know I did.
That's a great question.
Back and I was like, man, I caught clips from way back. I was like, nah, she gonna kill me.
I've been telling people 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. I don't know. When's 2016 from today? I don't know. How long is it? Time. I don't know. I'm not going to calculate. But it's been since about 15, 16 is when I started mixing and went to Prairie View and learned. So since about 15, 16, yeah.
Now, you're the CEO of Royce Factory. Can you tell me a little bit more about Royce Factory?
That's my baby. Every time I talk about it, it's my child. It is my child. The Royce Factory is multiple things. So Royce Factory Marketing is my company. So I've built it from the ground up. I own it. It's owned by me all the way through and through. I also decided to make a entity of it that has a radio side. Mm-hmm. So I have a radio show through the Royce Factory Marketing. My marketing company does house a lot of now production. We do producing. We have artists. We work with so many people, just helping them build their branding, looking at what they already have and just making it better. Like that's really the ultimate goal. Anything that you have going on, like I said, I'm a visionary, so we can sit down, manifest it, make whatever you have a little bit greater or add to it, take away, whatever. But it's also about research. I'm big on research. So if you have an idea, if you're like, hey, Cali, I want to launch a T-shirt, I'm going to do research on the top people that got blue T-shirts because that's what you want to do. Okay. And, a lot of people don't take the time to research and don't know how. They don't even know what hashtags are for. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I found that I really want to help people discover is whatever it is that you want to do, I want to help build that and manifest it and make it great.
Now, radio, you actually have your own radio show. How did you get into hosting your own show? On GMT, correct?
Yes, GMT Radio. Shout out to K Nice.
90.3.
Yep. So K Nice is awesome. I've been on him for a few years. He's actually been trying to get me up there. He had to, tell me a few things, and I was like, man, I'm finally gonna do this. So I went ahead. Before GMT, I was with another station, but me and K Nice have been working together now for almost about 8 months, 9 months now. So I've had the Royce Factory for about 3 years though. So it's a show that blossomed from me meeting with a young lady by the name of KC. She does music as well, Kristen Sheree. She's a rapper. So me and her got and did a podcast together, and from there I got my own show after she got pregnant, and I just been having my show ever since.
Now, quick question. Now, how long did it take for you to start receiving accolades for your craft? Because a lot of people get so discouraged because it doesn't happen. Like yours was quick. But some people's, story is different, and so they get discouraged.
It was
quick.
So
by you seeing accolades, okay. So
I'm a talker. It was quick. I ain't play no games. As soon as I came in and said I wanted to DJ, as soon as I realized I had the gift and I could do it and I could talk to people, I was everywhere. I met DJ Herc on the north side. I met DJ Endurance. I wanted to know who is who in the city, and I wanted to be in their face and know them and be cool with them. So that way I could build my brand and push it around the city. I wanted to be known. So to me, get to know who the people are that are in the same lane as you and grow, kind of like the marketing side.
Right.
Like I took the horns of that and embedded it
and
into
applied
the DJ
it
side.
to dope. That's dope. Now, once you started seeing success, how did that change the course of your decisions? Because now you big. Your accessibility need to change a little bit if it hadn't. Because you the shit.
So crazy. So one thing that I did notice is that a lot of times when you want to do stuff and you want to learn how to do it the right way, you do stuff for free.
Right.
And so I did a lot of things for low pay or free because I wanted to get my name out there.
Right.
But after a certain amount of time, I started to realize I was spinning my wheels in a craft, but I wasn't getting a residual because I still had to work a day job.
Right.
I was like, I'm not feeling this. It's not awesome. I don't love it anymore. And I got a son. He's 10. Okay. And so for me, he's my biggest motivation. And that's what told me, like, either I'm going to work a 9 to 5 and DJ and have no time for my kid, or I'm going to work from home, get an office up the street, and make all the time for him and make sure that he understands, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. And that's pretty much how that went. So he's really my motivation behind a lot of stuff. And it made me think about a lot of the things that's on the table for me and putting things in perspective of being successful. In order to be successful, you got to really put a price on it. Be out there and happy and growing and building and what you want to do.
Right, because can't be starving artists. You're not a boss if you're starving, And one of the things that stood out to me is that about you, because behind the scenes, we've communicated and we've networked, and you've put certain artists onto me.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you network really, really hard for the people that you care about and the people that you represent. And to the point where I'm like, wait a minute, Cali Royce, you have all these accolades. Can I have you on my show?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But you were more concerned with getting everybody else out the door than you were yourself. And I just wanted to tell you, it reminded me of myself because that takes humility. That takes a different level of understanding and love and knowing that what's for you is for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And so,
girl,
I just want to
hold on, say it one more time.
What's
Run it
for
back.
you is for you, honey.
Right. That's all. Wait. You wait there. Let me say something about that. What's for you is for you. Like, if you're a woman or a man out there and you feel like anybody in the world is watching you and they come in the room with you and they try to do what you got going on, can't nobody do nothing like you. There's nobody in the world that can do nothing like you. There's only one Onney. There's only one Cali Royce.
Yes.
My first name is Brittney. There's only one me.
Yeah.
Can't nobody tell one of my artists, hey, I'm going to do marketing for you and I want to do this and do that, and I'm going to get offended. I'm going to be like, assist. Please. We love you. Come.
The more, the merrier.
Period.
Yes.
I don't ever get offended, even with DJs. I've had artists that I DJ for have DJs slide in. Hey, I can do this. Help the squad.
Yes.
Because again, my position. When you know your position is solidified, like you, girl, just say that word. You said a word.
Come on now. Come on.
You.
So I just, like I said, hats off to you because that's a different type of humility. And I've had you in the studio before. You weren't the artist that I was interviewing, but I knew then that you was an artist that I wanted to interview. And even though you're a DJ, you might say, well, I'm a DJ, I'm not an artist. Yes, that is an art form.
I'm an artist. I'm on iTunes. Google me.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying that is an artistry, because when you can go into a venue and capture the crowd, that it takes an art to know the energy in the room.
Yeah, that's true.
And so you're, like I say, you're much more than a DJ. You know, you're a whole brand. The whole DJ Cali Royce is a brand. You know, not just from, you know, the Royce Factory, from DJing to everything. You know, you're doing the thing, and I just want to commend you for that.
Thank you.
And I'm proud.
Appreciate it.
I'm proud. Now, if there is something that you could do differently or could have done differently, what would it have been?
Oh, girl. Something I could have done differently in my career. Not DJ.
Really? So, because you're so good with people, I could imagine you're probably more like, you could be a publicist easy. You could be a manager easy. You could be a marketing director easily.
I could
do it all.
I could do all of those things easily.
I mean, but you do it all.
If I could start over, I wouldn't have picked the entertainment industry. It's a very cutthroat industry. You got to be prepared for it. When I got into it, I wasn't ready. So I learned a lot of hard lessons. And so if I could start over, I probably would be a very off-the-grid individual and stay in the lane of like CEO of companies, like CEO marketing type stuff. But I'm already in here. I'm too deep to scale back at this point. I've learned to love it, and also I've learned to get financial gain off of it. So for me, at this point, until I see otherwise, I'll be here.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you for stepping outside the box. And even though you're in a male-dominated industry, you didn't let it intimidate you.
Yes.
You know, you went up and you showed up. You was like, hey, I'm here. I'm busting down these doors. And then not only that, you being a DJ is like, that is like the golden nugget for an artist. You know, because you're the plug. You're essentially the plug.
Yes.
And so the artists that come to you that need their music played, you're the person that they need to talk to. So when an artist needs marketing through the Royce Factory, what does that look like?
As of lately, like maybe a week ago, most of them reach out to my manager, Jock.
Okay.
So we're kind of she's not just my DJ manager. I've kind of brought her into the Royce Factory's business because now I'm getting more artists of an influx trying to work and do certain things. So we kind of like work together on that aspect. They reach out to her and, you know, hit her up about working, and we got packages available, and we just go from there.
Now, what advice could you give others looking to get into the same field you're in as far as DJing?
I would say you need to make sure you can DJ. Because a lot of people are push button DJs. A lot of DJs that have DJ titles don't know how to use techniques at all. Right. They use controllers, which is good. But what if you go to a big old concert and you don't know what you're doing, because these DJs use techniques. They use, you know, other types of equipment. Learn on all kind of equipment. Don't just play with this industry. Like, you need to really learn your craft on all.
Do they still use turntables, or is everything computerized?
That's techniques. So, yeah, we still use them, but and that's for the look, too. Like, that's for the old school throwback look. Like, we got the setups at the house. We got setups, you know, when you go to the studio. Like, those still exist. And I feel like a lot of people use that DJ term kind of loosely. Like, yeah, you can move the crowd, but really study the craft and where it's from. So that way you paying homage to the growth and development of the field. You know what I'm saying? So that's my advice to DJs. And also, stop charging $150 at these clubs. And, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. It's a disgrace. You're only getting $150, baby boy. Stop it.
Not only that, when they, you know, what I tell people about any art, whether it's DJing, whether it's painting,
set your price,
stick with it, because people that are equally talented, you really are not supporting them when you do that. It makes it hard for other artists that are.
I do not DJ clubs no more.
Doing the same thing because terrible. They feel like, oh well, if I could book so and so
for $75,
go ahead on and book so and so, because I'm not doing
it.
Yeah. But you've been nominated again, you've won in the past. SEA DJ 2021.
So this year, I focused on my radio show. So I got nominated this year for radio personality. And the last time I went to the C Awards, I DJ'd the C Awards. I'm DJing again this year. And I think that the owners of the C Awards have created an amazing platform. It's Southern Entertainment Awards. So anybody in the South can get nominated. They got producers, hip-hop artists. Like, it's a great platform. And the last time I won, I believe, was in 2016, and that was for Female DJ of the Year. And I was so happy. Like, I was just like, oh, my God. Like, because it's almost like you want to be BET Award or something. It was like the South just recognized me to be a DJ. And so, so I if y'all out there, go vote for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely go vote for her. She is nominated for the 2021 SEA Awards. So you guys be sure to go to their website when the nominations are open and you click that vote button.
Vote.
Now, if we want to stay in contact with you, you also have an Instagram as well, which is DJ Cali Royce.
Yes.
And then you also have another Instagram for the Royce Factory as well.
Yes,
so
the Royce Factory. Yes, you guys can definitely go follow the Royce Factory. On all social media, I post a lot of stuff about my clients that are on there. You guys are gonna be able to see like artists like Cat St. John. I have a new production team I'm working with. Player Pizzle is a producer and also an artist. I have something called New Heat playlist. So if y'all want to go check that out on iTunes, you can click it. It's gonna keep you up to date with all the hot music. And again, you're gonna see a lot of musicians on there that are really buzzing in the city. So check that out.
Now, before we get ready to end this segment, if there was something that you could do differently, what would it have been?
In life.
In life.
Anything?
Whatever it is. On your journey of becoming DJ Cali Royce.
I think that other than the whole DJ thing, I think that I don't know. I think everything's pretty cool now. I think the path I'm on is pretty dope. So I'm gonna keep trucking. I would look back and check out everything and figure out what I would move around, but it's pretty cool.
And what do we have to look forward to from you?
Oh, okay. So this weekend. Pre-production. Okay, so I'm doing a Come Up Houston with a dope DJ. Me and DJ Nightcap are teaming up to DJ that this weekend. Next week I will be in Atlanta for All-Star Weekend. I'm doing a media pass. It's one of my big projects that I've been working on and traveling around with. After that, I'm going to be in Belize. After that, I'm going to be, where am I going, Job? Puerto Rico.
I'm trying to see, can I go to Belize or Puerto Rico?
You need to for sure come. I'm going to send you the information. Go? Yes.
Oh, shit, I'm going to Belize, y'all. Y'all hear it?
Yes.
Y'all heard it?
Yes, for sure. So we're going, and the Puerto Rico trip is in May. It's actually one of our bigger projects. I'm going out there, and I'll be mixing with Go DJ High C.
Okay.
And
shout out to High C.
All types of parties. It's going to be a comedy show out there. We got an island out there. It's going to be amazing. Amazing. And it's only, you guys can get on the trip. Shout out to Steven. You guys can get on the trip by hitting him up, Steven at Bright Lights Promotions. He's one of the dopest promoters. Love him.
Well, I want to thank you, Cali Royce, for coming to the round table and allowing me to get all in your business. I am very, very proud of you and everything that you're doing.
Thank
and
you.
I appreciate the connection and the authenticity that you have.
Yes.
You know, it's rare. So keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you, fan.
Yeah, fan. And I want to thank everybody else that's tuning in and remind you guys that we are on multiple platforms. You can find us on YouTube, Google Play, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Hip Hop Streets Livestream Music app, SoundCloud, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, ATV Network. We're everywhere. Find a platform that works for you. Like us, subscribe to us. Catch us the same time, the same place next week. I'm your host, Onney, the CEO, and you are officially outside the box.